Hello everybody, welcome. So I did a reading last night for Nichol Kessinger, and what happened is apparently somehow I had went into my settings on my computer and messed everything up. I thought it was a cord, but it ended up being the actual settings that I had. But I'm pretty sure it's fixed now. I've tested it. So I'm going to do the reading again just because I prefer to do a new reading instead of doing a voiceover, but I will be asking the same question. So thank you guys for letting me know that my sound was horrible. I'm so sorry about that, guys, but today I'm doing a reading again for Nichol Kessinger. I wanted to do her present energy surrounding her. You know, I think for me, it's really weird, the timing of her name change, of her deciding to do so. So I just want to look into her energy and get some information for us. Alright, so we'll get started. Alright, Spirit guides, guardian angels, please join me. Let me know it like you. Can you please show me with the tarot, why did Nichol Kessinger decide to change her name now? Why did she wait 2 years? What was the reason that Nichol Kessinger decided to change her name now? Can you please show me give me 3 cards that represent why Nichol Kessinger decided that she needed to change her name now? So we have the Ace of Swords here. Popped out on us. Let's do one more. Okay, we have the 8 of Swords in the reverse and the 9 of Swords. Okay, that's a lot of thought energy, a lot of intellect, mind. Number 2. What are her feelings now about her part in causing the deaths of Shanann and her children, Bella and Celeste, and of course baby Nico? What are her feelings about it now? Her part in it. You know, and I'm not meaning like she had something to do with it, because even though that's what I think, allegedly, in my opinion, this is just her part in causing it, as in, you know, sleeping with someone who was married. You know, she was the catalyst that set it off, you know, so for sure, if at the least. So what is her feelings regarding that now? What are her feelings now regarding her part in causing the death of Shanann and her children? I'm going to do one more and then I'll pull it. Alright, that feels good to me. Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, the third question, what are Nichol Kessinger's feelings now about Chris Watts? What are her present feelings regarding Christopher Watts? Can you please show me with the tarot? What are Nichol Kessinger's feelings presently regarding Christopher Watts? Okay, so we have the Ace and the Page of Wands in reverse here. Sorry, y'all. I just have to get them lined up correctly. I just can't stand it. Okay, we have the 2 of Cups. And we have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. This card comes out a lot for her too. And the fact that there's 2 little girls on it. And the last question I have is, what are Nichol Kessinger's plans now that she's changed her name? What are her plans now moving forward? What are Nichol Kessinger's plans for her future moving forward? What is she planning on for now? So we have the Hierophant in reverse. popped out on us. And we have the Strength in reverse. And the Six of Pentacles. Okay. All right. And we actually have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse on the bottom, so that's interesting. So let me give me a minute. I'm going to take this all in, and then we're going to go over it. Okay, so when we're looking at this Ace of Swords here for the first question, it's the first card. Why did she decide to, change her name now? The Ace of Swords is a card of new ideas, new beginnings, new projects or plans, as well as like a mental clarity, a breakthrough. It also is an indication of communication, using focus and intensity, as well as making decisions and being assertive. So she's cutting off the hand to save the arm. That's what this picture represents to me, and that's what I think that she's doing. She's cutting off the hand to save the arm, to save herself. She's got to cut all ties. In my opinion, she's cutting all ties with Chris now. She probably hadn't, I feel, and have picked up on that she promised him if he would protect her, that she would in turn help him, get out of jail or prison, get out of it. She would, use her connections, but she has found that she is unable to do that, so she comes up with a new plan. She's cutting off communication, she's being direct, being assertive, cutting off the hand and to save her arm, to save herself. And release herself from the Eight of Swords in the upright, which is feeling trapped, restricted, bound in your, this is just restricted thinking. You can only, you're feeling like you have to do this and feeling trapped, basically. This is a card in the reverse that represents like release, freedom, escaping, finding solutions and options. It indicates relieving pressure and like releasing your anxiety, as well as overcoming obstacles. So she needs to overcome this. She needs to unburden herself, untrap herself from the promises that she made, and as well as the information that he knows. Because to me, it's not a public thing. Like, if the public isn't really why she changed her name, it's more or less she's cutting off ties with her old self and her old life, basically. Anything that had to do with him, anything that had to do with this case, she's shedding it. She wants to shed it, completely rip that Band-Aid off and start over. Because, she wants to release herself from the fear and anxiety and the burdens and the stress. Because, honestly, from the readings I've done, looking into the energy, she's terrorized with fear of being locked up. She's scared. She has been scared because she made promises that she now can't keep, and that's been causing her anxiety, and especially when he wrote that book, had Share with Cater and all this other stuff happening. And then there's this new thing coming up, right? She's so scared of what he's going to do and what he can do and what might happen if he does it. So she knows he's not under her control anymore, and that's causing her to be really paranoid. So she's releasing herself from that, just completely running the heck away. So the second question was her feelings now about her part in causing the deaths of Shanann and the girls. So here's the thing. This Ace of Pentacles, these cards really piss me off, to be honest. Because, the Ace of Pentacles, again, is a new beginning. It represents new beginnings and prosperity. It shows starting something new, that will be very, very positive for you. It indicates feelings of positivity, inspiration, and new exciting energy. It also shows abundance in all areas of your life, as well as stability and security. It shows being ready to make your dreams a reality, as well as being motivated and ready for a challenge. She was like, I did what I had to do. I took my opportunity. I wanted it. I wanted everything she had. I wanted what I wanted. I set my eyes on it, and I got it. So it was just a new opportunity for her to not what the heck is that? An opportunity for her to not to get what she wanted without having to work for it. And then we have the Chariot, which is a card of overcoming obstacles, through your determination, focus, and willpower. It indicates feeling motivated and ambitious, as well as in control, going for what you really want. It indicates the possibility of obstacles, but you would be able to overcome them as long as you're focused and keep your composure and are confident in your abilities. It can also represent travel, usually travel involving driving. It can also show you are acting aggressively and defensively to hide, being emotionally vulnerable and feeling like you're in a battle. It can represent also success in sports and competitions and stuff like that. She feels like she won and she's in control. She took control, and she did. She feels nothing, absolutely no remorse, and that is sick, very sick. She feels good about it. She feels good about what materialized. So now we have the Nine of Pentacles, which it indicates again success, independence, as well as confidence and freedom and security, because she I'm sorry for cussing, but she secured what she wanted and even kept her freedom. Bitch. Sorry, y'all. Feeling motivated, anxious, and in control is another, is a representation of this card too. It shows security through wealth made through hard work. It shows working hard to create success, self-satisfaction and contentment of all that you have accomplished. It indicates enjoying the finer things in life. And as well, it's supposed to represent a strong, independent woman. She ain't shit. She really, these make me very upset, these cards that I got. And in my last reading, it was the same. She feels absolutely positive of herself and happy, and she feels like she did what she wanted. She did what she set out to do. She accomplished what she set out to accomplish. The other reading I did that didn't have any sound, the 3 cards I got from it was she didn't care. She did not care. She felt like it caused her issues, though. She blames them, it seems, the girls, the deaths of Shanann, and the girls on them. Even though she did it, she mentally blames them for every problem that she's incurring. Alright, so the next card was how she's feeling about Chris. This is a Page of Wands in reverse, and this indicates bad or delayed news, and it could, or even setbacks. This could be like in the form of letters, phone calls, or word of mouth. It could also indicate lacking ideas or creativity, feeling uninspired, and it could indicate procrastinating, putting things off rather than taking action to make them happen, It can indicate failure to launch a project or restricted thinking. It indicates being very impatient, and it shows also being a very loud mouth, telling all your business, gossiping, all that, or throwing tantrums if they don't get their way. So she's feeling like he's been too impatient. She had to probably give some bad news at some point, that she, what she was hoping would happen was going to take a little longer, what they had planned, what they had set out to do, and then he's been throwing tantrums, which is why he's been like, because he wants out, he wants, because they're supposed to be partners, right? The Two of Cups is the next card. They're supposed to be partners, because this card, it relates to like unity and love. It indicates harmony and mutual respect, as well as like an appreciation in friendships and partnerships. This is a card of equality and balance. It indicates being popular and sought after in many areas. I mean, he wants, either he wants what was promised, it seems, or he wants there to be balance, as in he wants her to pay just as much as him. He wants to balance out the odds. And then we got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and the two little girls on it always, because this card always comes up. It shows biting off more than you can chew, trying to keep up like too many balls in the air almost, and finding it hard to maintain balance between the different areas of your life. It also indicates feeling overwhelmed and overextended, as well as lack of organization. It could show making poor choices because you're under pressure and getting yourself into like more of a mess than you need to. It also indicates the need to put a plan in place for a rainy day. So he wants things balanced now because they're not getting what they want. He won't believe her anymore. And I think she's with someone else as well. Or she wants to move on. She wants to find someone else. She's letting go completely of what basically she's abandoning all of the plans, all the work that she's put in, because she has been putting into work for him. She's completely doing away with it, and she knows that when she does that, even if it's going to hurt him, and I think it's about money too for some reason, but even if it's going to hurt him and it's not going to do him any good, he's going to make sure that the scales get balanced, I think. And she has been having a hard time, apparently, balancing him and the plan and all that, and then balancing everything else. And then, it had been 2 years, and people still were not giving up on her being involved. People are still relentless. She was probably expecting for it to die down. And as you can notice, everything that comes out, a little at a time, it's like, temperance, the temperance card. It's like changing things a little at a time so that you come out looking different, but that hasn't changed anybody's mind. She was hoping that she could like change or try to, get some sort of balance where people were thinking of her in a good light instead of a negative light, but it has not come to fruition for her because she is so, in my opinion, guilty. There's so much evidence of it, and just circumstantially, I would convict her if I was on a jury. I would. With all the circumstantial evidence, I would convict her without him telling me anything. If I was on a jury, without his testimony about it or anything, I would, because it's apparent. The fact that she is caught up in so many lies, number one. Number two, the fact that her friend, she completely got rid of everything on her phone. They were able to get nothing, and her friend Charlotte wasn't able to either. She made sure she deleted everything and that there was nothing on it, and she tried to dictate who they talked to and what they talked about. I wouldn't be surprised if when they finally did talk to Charlotte, the reason she wanted to know when is so that she could be right there beside her, because she don't trust nobody, because she is a scoundrel. And if you're a scoundrel, you don't trust people because you know how dirty you are. You think people are going to be dirty like you. And yeah. Anyway. So the last question is, what are her plans now? This indicates, like this, the Hierophant reverse, it indicates wanting to change social structures and rigid rules. It could indicate like people around you don't understand your need to challenge the established way of doing things, and they may be completely against it. It indicates feeling like compelled to throw away the rule book and think for yourself. It can also represent an unconventional or an alternative lifestyle. It could show having shame or guilt for behaving in a way that goes against your beliefs, and it could also show conflict with the person of authority. So, and Chris is a Taurus, and this is a card for Tauruses, but I think he's more of a lead, like a more of a Gemini, more of an air sign. His birthday is kind of on the cusp, so I think he kind of relates more to Gemini. But whatever pull she was going to use, or whatever leverage, or whatever it was, someone was against it. The person she needed to make this happen for him was against it, wasn't down for it, wouldn't do it. And that caused her a great deal of issues. And she wants to avoid, because, again, she wants to separate from this person, separate from the whole situation, throw away, basically throw away everything that failed, and throw away any conflict that she could have with authority in the future. She does not want this. She does not want order. She's a devil anyway. But she wants to leave it all behind. She wants to completely divorce herself, because it's a marriage card, divorce herself from the situation, take herself away, and avoid any other conflict, and avoid the backlash from what is going to come when he starts talking. Because what she's done, the cut that she did, the cutting off the hand, the arm, it was a very drawn out thing, but that was the finality of it, and what we've seen is nothing compared to what it's going to be. The truth is going to come out, but if she gets away with it or not, that's up for question, because the thing is, what I see and what I feel energetically is that her plans and her plans is to leave. Before any kind of conflict arises and before it happens, she's changing her name. She's going to move overseas, in my opinion, and maybe to a place that has a no extradition thing. And they can't talk to you or get a quick answer from you if they don't know how to reach you, don't know where you are, and don't know what your name is. But they could go get those records, but I'm just saying. This is a strength reverse. She wants to get her strength back because, it seems that she's been, up until now, she's been trying or acting like she's trying, because I think she knew pretty early on that she was not going to be able to pull these strings that she thought she was. She thought she might be able to convince it into happening, or even just like temper, play him along until, she could figure something out. And her trying to play him along and play along all the various, aspects of her life and the areas of her life, and try to like maintain what she had and the life she had, it was not working anymore. It was becoming a burden, too hard, and she felt like if she stayed where she was and didn't do something, that basically she was just basically waiting and vulnerable for them to come and lock her up or for her to get in trouble, But the Strength Reverse is also a card of needing to rely on your inner resolve and inner strength to pull you out of a situation. It can show losing touch and feeling disconnected from yourself. and leaving you feeling weak and vulnerable, needing to stay away from people who make you feel inadequate. I mean, that's probably another thing. Her ability, she feels inadequate now. She feels vulnerable. She feels emotional because of what choices that she made. The people who are close to her or in her life, they know who she is, as in who she is on the inside, and they know 100% that she did have involvement. And it seems like somebody has had control, and she relinquished control over to someone at some point, and they were basically like running her life for her, and they made her feel like she was vulnerable and made her feel like a kid and made her feel like she couldn't control her own life. It was out of her hands. And then we see the Six of Pentacles, which is all about balance. It's the balance between give and take. And it's a card of like power and control as well. It can indicate like gifts, being generous. It indicates someone in your life may be very generous toward you with money or gifts, or their wisdom and knowledge. It indicates charity, support, and donations. It can show that you're in a difficult situation, but help is available and that someone will assist you, and support you, but you have to reach out. This card is, it can show finding yourself in a position of authority or being well respected by others. It usually signifies, obviously, equality and fairness, and can also symbolize being well paid, or being valued and rewarded. It indicates needing to maintain the balance between the give and the take. And she says she's trying to find balance. She's trying to get her strength back, cut ties, get her strength back, kind of balance and get control, because she feels like she hasn't been in control, and she's going to relinquish control of him, which means, he's going to seek to get balance and share his knowledge and his wisdom of her. And she needs to, because this also is a card of a situation where help is available, but it comes to an end. There's an end to it, and a time when you have to pay back, pay it back. Balance the scales, basically. But, yeah. So, those are her plans. If she's going to be successful, who knows? Personally, and one thing that we can all be reliant on and trusting in is that justice is always served. Justice, aka karma, always gets served. We don't need to fear that. That is something that has become obvious in my life. You might not, and I would like for everybody to kind of get, also understand and gain this perspective on. We do go through things where justice just isn't possible for us. Like, the justice that we seek isn't what is possible. But let me tell you, you can't do what she allegedly, in my opinion, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, did. You can't just do things like that and have a good married life. It will be repaid, the debt will be repaid. You might not even, the debt you pay or the karma that comes for you when you do something bad, you might not even realize that that's what it's for. Like, something may happen in your life that, you lose your car because it breaks down. It could be from just various things, but this happens, you don't have the money to fix it, which leaves you without a car, leaves you struggling financially. That comes about because of your own doing. It comes around to you. What you do and what goes around comes around. And she's just not going to be able to escape it. No matter what she changes her name to, what she changes her looks to be, no matter where she goes or what she does, it's going to come for her, and it's going to get righted. It's going to get balanced out. And don't worry about that. If somebody's done you wrong in your life, don't even worry about trying to wish balance upon, or wish that pain on them, or seek vengeance for it. Don't worry. It don't need your help. It's got it. It's gonna boomerang on. It's gonna boomerang back on them. Like it ain't. Like for instance, and I mentioned this in my other reading, which is why I wanted to mention it again. She felt successful. As you've seen, she was happy with what happened. It made her feel like she was the most beautiful, best sought after, just how wonderful she was. It boosted her ego. Narcissists love it. It fed her ego. It made her feel like, she was like, the world is going to see how beautiful and awesome, and how I was able, just my vagina and me, just me, caused a man to kill his wife and kids. That happened for her. It was her freaking moment. A narcissistic side bitch's moment. And what happened to her that was great for me, and what really tainted it for her, was the guy who talked about her smelly cootie cat. And how, they could smell it, and how awful they could smell it at the work when she walked past them in the lunchroom. And to me, how freaking horrible that was for her. That was probably the most horrible part of it. Like how this was my moment, and you ruined it by telling people about my smelly cootie cat. Which, by the way, Nicole, since you like Google so much, I would like for you to Google how to keep your vajayjay health, hookah health. Get you some balance, girl. Go to the doctor, get yourself checked, because you probably got something down there. You loosey-goosey. And obviously, you don't wrap it up much, because you had to Google condom expiration dates, So that, for me, I actually feel like it's because you didn't know what they were. You were shocked by the appearance of them. Well, there's other things that go involved. You need to go get yourself checked, get you a little pap smear, let them rummage around in there. Lord help them. And then, don't, look up the health of it. Get you a healthy pH balance, girl. Wash yourself regularly, Just Google it. You like to Google. You Google, like you Google Shanann, like you Google Chris, and like you Googled if they could trace your text messages. You're wonderful at Googling. So do something, you can't be a vile person and have a vile hookah. Get it together, girl. Anyway, love you all. I'm so sorry about the sound in my last reading. And if you would like your own personal reading, the information is in the description. And please subscribe and let me know what other readings you would like me to do, guys. Love you all. Have a great night.